All right. Now we're going to talk about being fancy. So drink your tea with pinkies up. Pinkies up. We're being fancy today. Students like to use the word however because it seems fancy. It seems like a fancy version of but. However, students often use it incorrectly. Um, However, there are a few different things you can do with that however, but know that it's not just a fancy version of but. Here are two ways you can use it, though this isn't an exhaustive list. However can start a sentence, in which case a comma comes after it. So at the beginning of a sentence, however, comma, that was the last time I found a squirrel in the fridge. However can also be an interrupter, meaning it's not essential to the question, but you just place it in there, in which case you need to surround it with commas. The squirrel, however, would visit my neighbor's fridge the next day. Those are two most common ways to use however, and you have to do it grammatically that way. It starts a sentence with a comma after it, or it's an interrupter and it's surrounded by commas. There are other ways, but I'm not going to go into those now. You can look it up on your own time. I'll show you what I often see in student essays. The question is important because she knows that thinking negatively should be the focus of the poem after describing a dark situation. However, she focuses on the positive instead. This is grammatically incorrect. Technically is a run-on sentence with a comma splice. If you were to make this grammatically correct, you should change however to but, or you should end the sentence and start the next sentence with the however and the comma. Don't just replace the word but with however. Make sure you're using however. It is fancy. Pinkies up, it's fancy. But make sure you're using it correctly.